moaning. We had a different coach come up and give a motivational speech in the afternoon each day. He was our running backs coach at the time by the name of Derek Foster. Coach Foster came up there, toughness and pushing through. He got real razzed up as his speech progressed. We had a video coordinator named Rocky. He finishes his speech and he goes, "Hit it, Rock!" And Set It Off by Boosie Badass played. As a young white man, it was my first time hearing that song, Set It Off. Yeah, we finna set it off. You heard me? I'm finna put you in the trash bag. Tired of all these knowing me right now, for real. You wanna talk shit? You wanna run your mouth? You want some gangster strut your mother in the house? We'll set this job. Yeah. And that was my first time hearing Set It Off. At Samford University, it was the third or fourth week of camp. We were about where teams are right now. Right before the season, everybody's pissing and moaning. We had a different coach come up and give a motivational speech in the afternoon each day. He was our running backs coach at the time by the name of Derek Foster. Coach Foster came up there, toughness and pushing through. He got real razzed up as his speech progressed. We had a video coordinator. There we go. You guys can hear it now, huh? There we go. We are here. We're back, and we are. I think we should be good with the audio now. Thanks for everybody letting me know in the chat that the mic wasn't working. There was one episode where that happened a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't notice until about 15 minutes in to the episode, and that was really interesting to try and get back into flow with that. But it's weird. Sometimes I use Streamlabs to go live like this every day, and sometimes you open the thing up and it's just not feeding in there. So appreciate everybody in the chat hollering at me, letting me know that the audio is dead, because it doesn't, like, you see my interface here. You know, this is obviously on, right? So I'm sitting there thinking we're rolling, but I got a little sound bar on my interface that sometimes I just forget to check, and there's nothing coming out of it. That's why you guys didn't hear. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Let's just start all the way back over. Championship weekend this Sunday. I think it's two of the most predictable. It's ironic because I think with this NFC championship and this AFC championship in a playoffs that has been really unpredictable, I think this is one of the most predictable championship weekends I've seen in a long time. Mainly because Bo Nix is out. I saw some guys spinning a take today. There's a show on FS1, and look, you guys fans of the show, you guys know I'm a Bengals fan, and there's a guy named Nick Wright on Fox Sports 1. I forget what the freaking show's name is. I never watch it, but I flipped it on today. Nick Wright's a Chiefs fan, and he's a complete Chiefs shill, and it really gives me a disease listening to him talk about football. But I watched their program for a little bit today, and this guy's saying that Bo Nix has the most to lose if the Broncos win. I mean, are you guys... do you guys think that take is as crazy as I think it is? You're basically saying that a guy that's led his team all this way should be rooting against his own team for the sake of garnering his status as the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. I think it's absolutely unbelievable. I think that's a take that only a Patrick Mahomes shill like Nick Wright would make. Man, if I saw Nick Wright in the street, I'd run a fade with him real quick, because he says some things about my quarterback. He says some things about Joe Burrow that really pissed me off, boy. But no, we're going to talk about Championship Sunday, I think, for most of the episode. It's probably going to be a short episode. We're late as hell today. I had a late night last night, man. I was being a social adult, and I don't drink, but I still find a way to have a good time late into the evening, and I didn't get to bed until the wee hours of the night last night, so I'm getting my bearings under me today. Thinking about heading to Las Vegas tomorrow for UFC 324. My good buddy, one of the most inspiring forces in my life, Sugar Sean O'Malley, fighting in the co-main event of this UFC 324 card. I've never been to one of Suge's fights, and I really feel like this would be a good chance to head out to Las Vegas and support him. Although tickets are not cheap. And I'll tell you this about UFC events. I got the chance to go to, I think it was, what card? It was, I can't remember the number of the card, but it was here in Phoenix. I had just taken my job with the Arizona Coyotes, and the UFC card, what card was that? UFC,
Phoenix. Where was it? What card was it? Lord have mercy, Google. Just give me an answer, man. Adesanya. I remember Adesanya fought. 263. God. UFC 263 I got the chance to go to. And I got to go for free. And it was, look, I've worked in the NFL. I've been in an NFL building. I've been all around the country at the best college football games. I'm no stranger to, I'm blessed. I'm no stranger to really cool sporting events. And that UFC card I went to 4 or 5 years ago, man, Nate Diaz was fighting Leon Edwards. You had Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori in the main event. You had a couple other badass fights. I think Figueiredo fought that night. And of all the sporting events I've been to, there's not been anything close in electricity to a UFC card. So I understand why tickets are so expensive. It is really, I think it's a bucket list thing for any sports fan to go to a UFC card. I understand not wanting to pay $500 a head to get in for nosebleed seats, which is what it is right now. Prices have dropped for this card, which is a big part of why I'm thinking about going anyway. But I got the confidential show tomorrow morning. If you guys are fans of the show, do me a favor and check out my coach Tim Welch's Patreon. We got a podcast going up on Patreon every single week that we do together. It's called The Confidential Show. And Tim's my jiu-jitsu professor, and Sean's head coach, Sean O'Malley's head coach. So I'm thinking about doing a confidential tomorrow morning and possibly shipping off to Vegas. You got a badass main event between Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje. That's going to be a hell of a fight. You wonder whether Justin Gaethje is going to be able to knock Paddy out. You remember that notorious line that Paddy Pimblett dropped. You guys, you know how Paddy talks. Scousers don't get knocked out. He's a scouser. I can't even talk like him, lad. But that's I like the way Paddy talks. And he's got the hair and all that stuff. I remember when Paddy came onto the scene at the UFC. His rise has really only been in the UFC about 2 or 3 years. I think when I saw him, it was like 2 or 3 years ago for the first time. And you got this kid with the the hair and the accent. And when he first came onto the scene, it was kind of hard to take just based on his appearance to take him serious. But then you watch the way he wins these fights. I'll tell you this right now, I wouldn't want to get in the cage with him. And I probably got 60 pounds on him. I wouldn't want to get it. I wouldn't want to get in with Paddy. He's a great jiu-jitsu practitioner, and that's what I think might happen in the Paddy Pimblett Justin Gaethje fight is Paddy. I worry that Paddy might choke Gaethje. I love the way that Justin Gaethje fights. Stand and bang, stand and trade, and just completely fearless. Justin Gaethje's from Safford, Arizona, which is I think a little east of Tucson, maybe like 2 hours, 2.5 hours from where I sit. And so that's the main event. You got a fella on the early prelims. His name's Adam Fugit. I haven't gotten the chance to talk to him yet, but he's training out of our gym, and I've been seeing him damn near every day. But we're both so busy training, I haven't gotten the chance to say what's up to him and kind of talk to him. But he's on the early prelim card. You had the first fight in the early prelim card for UFC 24 canceled because this fella, I wish I had video to show you guys. Definitely Google Cameron Smotherman, if you get a chance. It's the first time I've ever seen this happen, and it's really unfortunate. But Cameron Smotherman weighed in and walked off the scale, made weight, walked off the scale, and fainted, fell right on his face. It was a very scary thing to see, and the fight got canceled. So that was a very interesting, unfortunately viral moment that's going around the internet like as we speak. I mean, these weight cuts, man. I've never fought, so I've never had to do a weight cut. A lot of my friends are fighters, man, and what they tell me, what they tell anybody who asks, is that the weight cut is the hardest part about fighting. Once you get in the cage, compared to the weight cut, what I'm told that the fight is almost easy compared to the weight cut. That's what my buddies tend to say. So you got Adam Fugit on there. Seems like a great dude. Comes in every day, works hard. Like I said, I hope I get the chance to talk to him once he's back. But he just came and started training at our gym like a month or two ago. So you got some of our guys, Drakkar Close, one of my close friends, is cornering him. Mike Lavera, one of my close friends, is cornering Adam Fugit on the early prelim of UFC 324. But the main story here is Sugar Sean. Big Shug is the co-main event, and we're ready. We're ready to rock. We're ready to put on a performance. This is Sean's first 15-minute fight in, I think, 3 or 4 fights. It's completely different than a title fight. Title fight, you got 5-round fights. Sorry, what am I? I might have said this while I was still muted, but I was being a social adult last night. I don't drink alcohol, but I was being social last night in the wee hours of the night, and I'm still getting my bearings under me. It's insane. I want to be adaptable enough to be able to go out, be a social human being, into the wee hours of the night if I got to be, and wake up and still be functional. But unfortunately, I'm still working on my adaptability. So if I'm stumbling over my words, if I'm forgetting things, it's because I have some sleep to catch up on. But and I'm trying to figure out what I said in the first 7 minutes that maybe I wanted you guys to hear. But again, UFC 324, think about shipping off to Las Vegas here. May do it, may not do it. Tickets to these things are just really high. And hotel prices in Las Vegas too. I remember 2019, 2018, you could grab a hotel room in Las Vegas for, $50. 60, 70, $80. And today it's hard to get anything under 200. I got to do my research on hotel rooms, but it would be cool to, even if I didn't go to the fights, to just head to Vegas, hang out with all the boys, because a lot of the boys are down there, and see what happens. But Suge's going to get this win against Song Yadong. He's going to stiffen Yadong, and that's going to set up a potential title matchup between Peter Yan and Sugar Sean at the White House in July. And that'll be a badass card. I can't even begin to fathom how badass that White House card is going to be. You got Derek Lewis fighting. Derek Lewis is one of my favorite guys out there in the UFC. Big heavyweight. Always gets the dub and then talks about cracking his wife. He's a bad MF. I hope to meet him one day. He's cool. Damn, man, I'm trying to get my freaking bearings under me. Sleep is crazy. When you don't get enough sleep, and you're used to getting good sleep, and you got these sensations running through this part of your head, and you trying to get your thoughts on it, you try to do a live show each weekday, man, but we're here, we're doing it. I got my cup full of electrolytes. I got my mojito lip pillow in my gums. And that's all you need, man. You just need a hot mic and a camera. We're here. We're good to go. We got Championship Sunday, and like I said when my audio first came back on, I think these games are pretty predictable. The AFC Championship is very predictable. Anybody who thinks that Denver has a chance tomorrow is an idiot. It's as simple as that, guys. And it'd be pretty badass if I was wrong, to be honest. If Jarrett Stidham went out there and threw for like 300 yards and shut me up, I'd be a tad embarrassed. You know, thankfully I haven't posted any clips yet of me saying if you take the Broncos, you're an idiot. Broncos fans are kind of ruthless sometimes. I've seen Broncos fans say some really crazy stuff to anybody that opposes their agenda on Twitter. I've seen it. I remember when the Broncos played the Giants, and those two fan bases were talking at each other all week, and it was cutthroat. I don't even want to repeat some of the things I saw Broncos fans or saying to Giants fans or Giants fans saying to Broncos fans. But, you know, if I posted a short clip on Instagram saying if you got the Broncos tomorrow, you're an idiot, I think that a lot of these Broncos fans would probably look up my mama on Facebook and start threatening me or something. You know, that's how they roll. But I don't see it, man. Everybody's trying to build up the games. You know, like I saw McAfee talking about it today. All the other shows talking about it today, trying to build up the narrative for the games and saying, well, you know, Jarrett Stidham, he threw for 300 yards in the preseason against the Chiefs. Like, let's not try to make something out of nothing, guys. Like, I know we get paid to have eyeballs on these games. I understand that. I'm going to watch anyway. I'll probably flip it off after it's 21-0 midway through the second quarter on Sunday. I'll probably go and play golf or something instead. But you're going to have my eyeball for the begin. You're going to have my eyeballs for the beginning of the game, guys. We don't have to act like Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos really have a chance on Sunday. We don't. The Patriots are back, okay? And everybody is trying to find a narrative to spin on this. We are too. That's our job on the show. There's no running from that. But I'm hearing narratives about if the Patriots advance to the AFC Championship, that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and specifically Joe Burrow have a bunch to lose because Drake May in his second year could potentially take his team to a Super Bowl. And that somehow makes Joe Burrow look bad. I think it does make Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson look bad. I do. But to say it makes Joe Burrow look bad, like, I get it. The Bengals approach, you see how I made it about the Bengals? The Bengals approach of hanging their hat on this Super Bowl berth that happened half a decade ago. We've ranted about it on here ad nauseum, guys. I'm the first one to tell you that I don't like that it seems like the Bengals hang their hat on this making the Super Bowl, not even winning it, making it half a decade ago. But you got people piling on saying, well, if Drake May makes the Super Bowl in his second year in the league, that's going to make Joe Burrow look really bad. I don't think so, guys, because Joe Burrow did the same thing. I think it was year 2 he made it to the Super Bowl, just like Drake May could. And Joe Burrow did it with a much worse organizational structure. Do you guys remember what Cincinnati's offensive line looked like that year that they made it to the Super Bowl in 2021? A guy named Denard Spain or something on the offensive line. I mean, it was crazy. And you still had Broncos fans, Chargers fans. I'm just spitballing. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But you still had people saying, "Oh, Joe Burrow's defense carried him that year. Joe Burrow's defense carried him that year." Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, let's not get caught up here. It's a hell of an achievement for a quarterback to make the Super Bowl in his second year in the NFL. It was a great achievement for Joe Burrow. It'll be a great achievement for Drake May, and it is going to be what happens. Drake May is going to lead his team to victory against Denver on Sunday. Denver doesn't have a chance. Let's try to stop reaching. Okay, this is what I really respect about the UFC commentating crew: John Anik, Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier. When those guys are calling a fight, and the product is not up to par in the fight, let's say it's not a good fight, it's not worth watching, those guys will tell you. Those guys will keep it real with you. They'll say, yeah, this is not a good fight. And I think the NFL world could learn something from that. Because I'm telling you guys, I hope to God I'm wrong. But this Patriots-Broncos game might be 21-0 midway through the second quarter. And I'm going to go play golf. That's how I'm feeling about this AFC Championship game. Not as much for the NFC Championship game. I do have the Seahawks. I do think the Seahawks will win. It's a home game for them. I think it's their time. And there's a lot of narratives about Sam Darnold. Can't get it done in big games. I don't think he's had many chances in big games. I really don't. He hasn't always been with organizations that are functional, and that's a big piece. That's why, even though I'm not going to downplay the season that Drake May's had with New England, but if I had to downplay it, you know what I would say? Look at the organization he's with. Look at the owner of his team. Look at the coach he has. Look at how perfect that fit is. Mike Vrabel, all of a sudden the chosen son of New England. I think that was the most obvious pick ever to hire him as their head coach. And what is it, his first year in New England? These guys are going to make it to the Super Bowl. So, I don't know, man. This is a short episode. I'm not sure if I have much more than that for you today. The college storylines are kind of stale. There's a lot more on Charles Bediako, the guy who was playing professional basketball 2 weeks ago and is now getting ready to suit up in a college basketball game tomorrow for Alabama. Absolutely absurd. There's no rules in college athletics. If you want to go in depth on that topic, check out yesterday's episode. We basically talked about that the entire episode yesterday. But system's broken. It's completely broken. And the people we have to thank for the disarray that college athletics is in are the administrators, the athletic directors, the university presidents. These stiff old heads up there that smell like mothballs. They can't get out of their own way. They can't get off of their hill. They can't get a dose of humility, it seems like. And that's exactly why college athletics are where they are right now. So last week, the Patriots defense forced 5 turnovers against C.J. Stroud. C.J. looked terrible. I think the thing with C.J. Stroud is that he had a great rookie year, and then he got too high on his own supply. He started thinking he was the man, and something changed. Something got different with C.J. Stroud. I think he played himself out of the elite conversation last week, but you got to give New England's defense credit. That weather was really tough up there as well, and New England's defense forced 5 turnovers. Some people are saying that should be talked about as historic. I don't buy that, and that they're smothering everybody. I do buy that. The way they beat the Chargers in the first round, the way they beat Houston last week, I do think the Patriots defense deserves some credit. And I just think it's no question at all, guys. I think it's no question at all that New England beats Denver in the AFC Championship on Sunday. It's obvious, guys. Let's not try to make it something it's not. Oh, let's talk about Nick Foles in Philadelphia. Let's talk about how, Bo Nix could become the next Carson Wentz. He could spiral into irrelevancy after his backup steps in and wins a ring for him. It's not going to happen. It's over. New England's going to advance to the Super Bowl. So I just think that's that. I think it's as simple as that. The NFC Championship game, I think, will be much, much more competitive. Mike McDonald, we talked about this yesterday. First team meeting 21 months ago. He set the stage. January, 30 degrees, rain. We're hosting the NFC Championship, and it's going to be hell for them, just right for us. We talked about that yesterday. And that's why I've got Seattle. If the LA Rams find a way to beat Seattle on Sunday, Matthew Stafford will be the MVP. If LA loses and New England advances, the MVP award is going to be Drake Mays. I don't know how that shakes out. If it's the Rams versus the Patriots in the Super Bowl, probably Matt Stafford will get the MVP in that case. And I'm just getting text message after text message. It really bugs me. I know these people texting me don't know I'm live right now. They should. They should be tuned in watching. But people are texting me, and it bugs me. Anything else, man? I really don't have that much. I was hoping to come up with a longer, more robust Friday show, guys, but I'm just short on sleep. I'm late to jiu-jitsu. We got jiu-jitsu class here in 10 minutes. I'm 20 minutes from the gym, and I'm not dressed yet, so... we showed up today. We did our best. We hope you enjoyed the program today. But I've got a bit of a headache. I'm sipping on electrolytes. You know how it goes, man. So I'm going to leave you guys there. Let me know if there's anything I missed in the comments that maybe you want us to talk about. But I got the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship. I got the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship. I got Sugar Sean O'Malley beating up Song Yadong. Round 2 KO is what I've got. I've got Patty Pimblett beating Justin Gaethje by submission in the main event. And there's just not that much college stuff to talk about today that we haven't already talked about. I don't know how Paul Feinbaum does it. National championship was Monday. There's people talking about Fernando Mendoza, saying he's overrated. I don't know how I feel. I really have started to like Fernando Mendoza the last week or two. But do I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL? I'm not sold on that. I think his mentality, I think his brain is going to be what gets him far in the NFL. But I think for him, the best he'll be able to do in the NFL is be a mid-tier starter or a career backup. That's just what I see at this point. Hope I'm wrong, because I'm really starting to come around on the cat. I'm really starting to like the guy. As much as I wanted to hate on Indiana and the Big Ten, I really have been starting to like Fernando Mendoza. So hope you guys enjoyed today. Hope you guys got some value out of it. I'm sure that you wouldn't be here if you didn't like football. Algorithm would have brought you here. So if you like football, you're going to love our show. If you're brand new to our show, hit the subscribe button. We're the fastest growing program in the land, fastest growing football program in the land. You can get us on all audio platforms. You can watch all replays here. You can watch them on Kick. You can watch them on Twitch. We're live on all three of those every single weekday, Monday through Friday, around 6:30 Eastern. I've been pretty late lately, so subscribe so you can stay on the lookout and so you don't miss a single episode. We're covering all the major storylines in college football, professional football, and some shows like today, we'll talk about some MMA. We got a lot of friends in that sphere and looking to bring on some guests here in the new year. So make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all of it. We're going to be here regardless, so you might as well do it now. Okay. I'm going to head to the dojo. I don't want to head to the dojo to train, but I'm going to. Part of it, man. Got to do stuff you don't want to do. Love y'all, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Miss Lindsay. She's always in here. I'm sure she's watched this whole episode. I really appreciate you, Miss Lindsay. And I never know how to close out these shows. I got to get better at closing it out in a strong way. So with that, that is our show today. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys on Monday.